All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. And for the final segment of today's show, we're going to talk about what teams are on upset alert going into the division series now. So I just wanted to pull up the bracket again. So obviously, it's not updated, of course, but you have now the Rangers playing the Orioles, the Astros now playing the Twins. Got Phillies and the Braves, and then the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. So a couple of those are division rival matchups, and that's on the National League side of things. You got the Carlos Correa revenge series, I guess, if you want to call it, with him playing against the Astros, so that should be fun. Honestly, for me, I think my favorite series is going to be Rangers-Orioles, because I think the Orioles could be on upset alert. I really do think that. I like the Rangers lineup a lot. And like I said, they have a good blend of young players, Evan Carter, Josh Young. And then, of course, you have Corey Seager, who's an MVP candidate, Simeon, Adolis Garcia with, all his home runs that he hit this year. I mean, I like their lineup a lot. And I just feel like with the Orioles rotation, and listen, the Rangers have their problems too, although Evaldi and Montgomery pitched very well. I don't know if they have the Game 1 starters listed. We can check. All right, so right now everything on MLB is to be determined, except they got Clayton Kershaw. But let's see if CBS, because CBS usually has it. So let's see. Yeah, no, I don't. We still don't have starters listed. So I don't know what it's going to be. However, tomorrow we should have an idea on who's pitching. So once that happens, then I'll make sure to bring that up. But I think the Orioles and the Braves, those teams can be on upset alerts. Because, listen, the Phillies, they went into, they played the Braves last year, and they beat them in four games. And it could definitely happen again if the Braves aren't too careful. And the Braves are still kind of dealing with some injuries with their rotation. I don't know what the status is with Max Fried. Again, we'll learn more tomorrow. And then you also have Charlie Morton, who also was injured as well. So they got some injuries there. Phillies now, with Wheeler and Nola, obviously they're not going to pitch. I don't think they're pitching on Saturday. Nola's definitely not pitching on Saturday. They might. I mean, I think Suarez might be possibly. I don't know. But again, we'll have to see. But yeah, like if you have those guys lined up, games 3 and 4, and if you go back to Philly with the series tied, I mean it's going to be tough on the Braves because those guys have been good. They were good in these 2 games, and obviously the Braves lineup is a lot different than the Marlins. So, but you got the home field advantage too with the Phillies. If you go back with that series tied, going back to Philly, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Now, me personally, I picked the Braves to win the World Series. I think they will ultimately beat the Phillies. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It really is. And I was checking out the regular season numbers for the teams, because obviously all these teams that have played each other this year at least once. I mean, more specifically, you got the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers who have played each other. So the Dodgers, they finished with an 8-5 record against the Diamondbacks. And the Dodgers have a 3.71 ERA versus the Diamondbacks this season, and the Diamondbacks have 5.46 ERA against the Dodgers this year. So Dodgers, I think they're the team that's going to be least likely to be upset. The Twins had a 4-2 record against the Astros this year. So again, I mean, the regular season, now you're in the postseason and things are going to be different, but those are just things to be mindful of. And the Rangers, they went 3-3 against the Orioles this year. So this is like the rubber series match. So we'll see what comes out on top there. I mean, the scores in those games, Orioles won the first game 2-0, 7-2. Then Rangers took the next 3. They won 5-2, then 12-2, 5-3, and then they lost 3-2. So yeah, series is tied. So we'll see what happens there. And then I think the Phillies, they went the Braves went 8-5 against the Phillies this year. So and again, this is like the first year because now everybody's playing everybody now. So, there's less divisional games. Now you're playing your division teams 13 times instead of 19. But yeah, the Dodgers and the Braves, they went 8-5 against the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. So now again, you're in the postseason. Throw that all out the window, but that's just something to think about. But I think the team to be least likely upset is the Dodgers. Now the Dodgers have some starting rotation issues of their own because Clayton Kershaw is your game one starter, and obviously, look, Kershaw is still. Listen, this is not a knock on Clayton Kershaw by any means. But, Clayton Kershaw is obviously an older pitcher now, and you would like to have, you wish Walker Buehler was still healthy. Because right now, he's hurt. Dustin May is hurt. Because outside of Kershaw, then you got Lance Lynn and Bobby Miller. That could be a problem. And also the fact that Kershaw has struggled in the postseason as well. So, that's definitely something to keep a close eye on. But I think the Dodgers are just a better team. Their lineup is going to be what carries them. With Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, J.D. Martinez having a good year, Muncy. The Dodgers, I think, will move on. However, I think for the other three series, I think the Astros, because of how they've come in, they did win the AL West. But, the Twins' rotation, with Pablo Lopez and Sonny Gray, they pitched very well. And, the Astros' pitching has kind of been a little suspect this season. But I think the Astros still win that series. I think the Braves and the Orioles, I think the 1 seeds, I think there's a chance that they could get upset. I think the Phillies lineup is loaded. They got 2 great pitchers at the top of their rotation for the postseason. So, and the Braves are dealing with their issues in their rotation. So I think I think the Phillies can upset them again. I don't think it's going to happen, but it can happen. And then I think the team that has the best chance to upset a team, I think the Rangers have the best chance to upset the Orioles. I really do. And that's another team, with injuries to their rotation, and still don't trust Aroldis Chapman in the bullpen, although he hasn't really been their closer. Leclerc has. Listen, I like the Rangers lineup a lot. Orioles, their rotation is a little suspect as well. I don't really trust a lot of some of the guys in their rotation, especially in these big games, but we'll see how it goes. The Orioles have a great lineup themselves with their young players, but I think the Rangers have the best chance to upset one of these teams that were on a bye. I really do think that. And listen, I got the Orioles going to the championship series and losing to Houston. Now, we'll see how it goes, but that's right now. So I would say the best chance right now for an upset, I would say the Rangers. Then after that, I would say the Phillies, then the Twins, and then the Diamondbacks. That's how I would rank it in order from most likely to upset the team to least likely. But let me know what you guys think. What team is on upset alert in going into the division series? I think all these series can be good. Phillies and Braves should be a lot of fun. I think the Rangers and Orioles, I think, might be my favorite series going into these next round of playoff series. Twins and Astros, we'll see. Listen, the Twins really didn't hit that much, so that's the other thing. That's why I'd probably put them third. But listen, they got good starting pitching. Astros pitching has kind of been suspect, so we'll see how that goes. And then you got the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. I just think, listen, there's concerns with the Dodgers rotation, but I just think Dodgers lineup, and I just think they're a better team. So, but listen, the Dodgers, they got knocked out. They got knocked out in the first round last year against the Padres. So, we'll see. We will, like I always say, we're just going to have to wait and see with that. But, yeah, we're moving right along. We're going to be into the next round now on Saturday, starting on Saturday. We'll preview those games tomorrow. We'll go through the National League and the American League. And then, yeah. But once again, reminding you guys, so after this week going forward, baseball podcast will be every Friday. Same thing, an hour and a half show, hour live stream, half hour Patreon. So that'll just be recorded, which I will do shortly after this. And then yeah, I'm going to be doing primarily the football podcast. So make sure to tune into that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the show for today. Obviously, congratulations to the teams on moving on. Obviously, teams that got eliminated, there's going to be some questions going into the offseason. The Blue Jays, obviously another disappointing finish to their season. Rays as well. Brewers, and Marlins. Listen, the Marlins, they're just getting started, so you hope they're back in this position again. But for the other three teams, listen, this has been happening year after year after year after year. So something's going to have to change. And we'll see what those teams do in the offseason. As for the teams that have moved on, like I just said, Rangers, I think, have the best chance right now to upset their opponent, the Orioles. The Twins, they broke through finally, ending that playoff losing streak. And then, of course, the Phillies trying to get back to the World Series again for the second year in a row and trying to get the job done. And then, of course, you got the Diamondbacks who haven't been in the playoffs for a little bit. And now they go up against the Dodgers. And funny enough, the last time they made the playoffs, they had J.D. Martinez on their roster, and he hit all those home runs, and he had a great season, 2017. Now he's on the other side, 5 years later. So, we will, or 6 years later. So I think it was, 2017. Yeah, so we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it when it comes to upset alert. So again, I think the Orioles right now are the team that has the best chance of getting upset, I think. I put the 2-1 seeds as being on upset alert. But I'm more confident in Texas doing it than in the Phillies, just because the Braves are just the best team in the entire league right now. But I don't know. We'll just have to. We're just gonna have to watch the games and find out. Now this is a best of 3. Well, best of 5, but obviously got to win 3 games. So, and you got to see how the pitching matchups are lined up as well, because that's not really confirmed at the moment. So hopefully tomorrow it is, because I wanted to at least touch upon it a little bit. But yeah, no games today, no game 3s, and so tomorrow's going to be a preview day. How is it? How these series are going to play out. Although I kind of gave you my overall thoughts already on what I think is going to happen. But yeah, that's basically it though. So division series start on Saturday. We'll get into more of that tomorrow. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the show today. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Of course, again, changes are going to be next week, but you'll still see me posting content, of course. Obviously, I'll continue doing shorts throughout the week regarding baseball topics. But yeah, things are going to be a little different next week. So, but yeah, make sure to tune in to the football podcast when I start that, and of course, the show, the baseball podcast will be out as well. I got to get yesterday's show up, so I'll work on that. I got to edit that, and then that'll be up later today, so you can listen to that on Spotify, and you can watch the broken up into 4 parts. On either whether it's the GSMC Sports Network channel or the GSMC Podcast Network. You could watch those, the broken up parts on both of the channels, and of course I'll have some shorts coming out today as well regarding last night's games and the expectations for this weekend with the division series starting. So yeah, lots going on. So make sure to tune into that. So with that, that is all the time that we have for today. I thank you guys for watching. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to tune in. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.